What's up, everyone? So, I was making some progress on using this sample pack by Antidote Audio. Um, or I guess it's by Zenith. I don't really know, but this is the link. I'll put it in the description. And yeah, I just wanted to make a 110 beats per minute dubstep track. I mean, that's what the sample pack was. So I kind of got locked into 110. So I was watching some tutorials, and I mean, basically, the theory of dubstep is that you're taking whatever BPM and you're pretty much cutting it in half. So, like, normally, if I just make a new pattern, boots and cats, normally it would be like kick on every downbeat. So like that's called 4 on the floor, and then you could have a clap on every other, and then you could put the hat on the offbeat, and so that's how you get that kind of classic, like, more house sound. But the BPM's too low. Like, if we change it to 120 or like 130, it'll sound more like electronic. But 110 is getting more into like kind of like old school rap, or like more like glitch hop and like trap BPM. So it's really slowed down. So the boots and cats doesn't really work when you dip below 120. So you have to think about how you're going to make your drums. And generally, what you want to do is you want to have a kick pretty much instead of 4 on the floor. You're taking that 4 on the floor and you're spacing it out like times 2, if that makes sense. So the kick, if I just play the kick, that's actually going on half of 110, so 55 beats per minute. And so that's pretty slow. So generally, you want to set your kick, and then you want to set your clap. And then you just need to figure out how to fill the spaces in between. So I have 2 different hats, but they're actually all on the same notes. So it's kind of like I have one hi-hat, but it's 2 voices that are contributing to this rhythm that I made. So yeah, if we just play the hi-hats, they sound like this. Well, let's take off this one. So that's what's going to kind of drive the song forward, is your hi-hats, because everything else is really dragging. Like, you could do dubstep at 140 beats per minute, and then when you double time it, it's not going to feel like, so it feels like 70, which means it's still slow. But yeah, like I've never done a song at 110 before, but I just got locked into it because of the sample pack. So with everything together, oh, sorry, I'm tired. This is what it sounds like. Oh yeah, so I also have 2 different rhythms going on. I have the kick, the 4 on the floor, but I also have this like kind of like sub bass, like where you can have your bass, but then you also have the bass that goes like below your bass to hit the sub frequencies. So that's kind of like in the hip hop songs, and like the person's trunk is like popping out the car, and it's like do 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 do, like that's all the sub, and then that shows up on the sub, and then you play it in the car. So you need sub bass too. So that's what the sub bass sounds like for the kick drums. It's not playing everything. Yep. Sorry. This is what it sounds like. So that's like your lower frequencies, and that's gonna really, um, yeah, it's just gonna make the bass like pop more, and it also kind of punctuates it, like, and it's giving it more movement. Like, yeah, we're just trying to add movement to the song wherever we can because it's really dragging, and like just listening to this is like super boring, but it's good because we have a lot of space that we can fill in with whatever we want. So that takes care of the drums. Like once you make a drum pattern like that, and I made it 8 bars, so you can. There's not even that much variation. I guess yeah, it kind of the sub bass changes, but you just want to have something change because otherwise it gets super repetitive. But the song is also slow at 110, so 8 bars is like 8 bars is 15 seconds. So you could do 32 bars and have like a minute of a song. Like if you're doing drum and bass, that number is going to be very different. So yeah, we're just trying to fill in all these gaps basically. So all together, the drums sound like this. Oh yeah, we never heard this one. This one, I don't know if you've ever heard. Um, I think it's like "Put It Down" by Excision. You should look up that song because that's a very good inspiration for this one. Oh yeah, and there actually was another inspiration. They're gonna freaking copyright my stuff if I play it, but I can show it to you. Um, come on, this one, Heritage. I got that. This is actually the entire reason that I'm making this tutorial. I pretty much was very inspired by this song, and I wanted to make something similar. I can't play it. You should go look it up. It's actually insane. I've been listening to it on repeat for like 5 days or something. I don't even know. But yeah, you should be finding inspiration. And then, I mean, at least when you start off, like, I don't know music theory, I don't know a lot of stuff. So I need to like take what I see and hear and then like apply that to what I actually know. So enough talk. That's the that's what the drums sound like. Why do we have oh. Okay, that's what the drums sound like. Yep. So basically I ended up cutting some stuff out. Like it's not just playing, the whole time. And that's just for variation. And pretty much what happens is your drums and like where you put those sub bass kicks, where you put these, that's kind of going to drive your rhythm for like all of the instruments and everything because everything's kind of going with the beat and kind of ducking for the kick because the bass and the kick are going to be very heavily competing. So you're going to have to be smart. And I'll show you what I did. Like I haven't mixed or mastered this, it's just a preview, but I just couldn't wait to share. So pretty much this is the sub bass. So the sub bass was derived from this spacing. And I will I know I'm jumping around a lot, but so these are the samples from the sample pack. It's literally like a zip file. You download it, you export it to like whatever folder you want, and then you can literally open the folder. Like, let me see if I can find it. Is it in downloads? I exported it somewhere. I'm not sure. I could find it, but you literally open that folder and like just have this right here, and then I just drag them in one by one and had them fill up this whole top so I could just listen to all the samples. And I ended up deleting like most of them. Like I just kept a few and then I started chopping them up even more and like rearranging them. Like it goes from green to pink to green. So like I like switched it up and stuff. So once you get the sample pack, you can bring it in and get kind of like a phrase that you like. So this is actually what I settled on for the like the wobbles and stuff. So I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good already, but you definitely need drums. And it was still just like not feeling like, I don't know, hard or like punchy. So that's why you need sub bass and you need other things. But like pretty much if you can do the double timed kick and clap with the hi-hats in between, and if you can arrange the different samples into like a phrasing that you like, that's that's most of the work right there. So that takes care of those two. And then for the sub bass, this is what it sounds like. If you don't have headphones, I don't know if you're even going to hear this. So I just pretty much, well, what I did was I actually just made the new pattern. Like I made a few sub basses, and I made sure that it lined up with the wobbles. Yeah, okay, okay. So the sub bass wasn't tied to the kick. The sub bass was actually tied to the wobbles, and the kick was loosely tied to the wobbles as well. Like you can see that I went in and I added in, like I kind of chopped up like just the kick right here, and then the actual beat comes in. So I just like took it over here and dragged this like that to like just get the kick. So I was trying to make sure that the kick and the sub bass were lining up with all the wobbles pretty much, because you want the punch of the kick drum and you want the sub bass to like accentuate and to add to the beginning of the wobble phrase. So like they're all playing in unison. And if you can get that going, then you're actually pretty much done. I think the only other thing was I just wanted to add a little more variation. And actually, yeah, when you want to go to do your intro, because I mean, I could see how you could use like different wobbles and different phrasing for the intro. But if you go and listen to Heritage, I Got That, you'll see that he actually has like a very, very simple intro. And it's kind of just like maybe 3 or 4 notes. It's like dum 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 dum. So there's no wobbles or anything. So it would be cool if you could make a little phrase. And what's really crazy is that it actually tells you, like, I'm not sure if it is the key or actually the note, because some of these say E, but the note changes. Like it goes like up and down in pitch. So maybe that's just the key. I'm honestly not sure, but I put E in the sub bass. I put it on E. Well, that's the freaking hi-hat. Yeah, I put the sub bass on E. And you're also going to want to pick the sub bass. Like basically, I knew that had to go on E. And if you go up to here, like that's not really a sub bass. That's just like a more of like a bass. And then if you drop down to E4, like I'm not even sure if you can hear that. I can barely hear that on my headphones. And it's kind of like washed out. So like that one comes through. So I just pretty much got locked into using E5 right off the bat. So with the sub bass on E5, I'm pretty sure I just copied. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know how I made this. I was just like messing around for a long time and kind of listening to it with the wobbles and with the sub bass. Because if we turn both of these on and the kick, that might be hard to hear. We could just do this one. So this is what the Cerebra saw sounds like. This one is in citrus. I'm I'm pretty sure Citrus is free, but I honestly don't know. Like I bought a few of these plugins a while back, like years ago. Like I know Harmless is not free, and but that one's a really good one. Like if you're looking for, I mean, I don't even know if you can get free plugins. I don't really know about all the like VST plugins and stuff, but I like to use Harmless when I'm just trying to get like a melody or like a rhythm for something. I like to just use the piano, like go to FL keys and do like dance piano or dark piano, and that can just get you like the notes that you want, and then you can transfer it over to something like Harmless. Or I mean, I know there's like Toxic Biohazard and another one, I forget the name, and Citrus. It doesn't really matter, but I took the bass. The Cerebra saw is really good. It hits really hard. So this is what the Cerebra saw sounds like on its own. Yeah. So here, this is just the E. Um, I think I had to drop the Cerebra saw down, yeah, to E4 because the 5 wasn't really that low. Like that's almost like a synth, like, you know, like a lead, not really like a bass. But that one like makes the headphones vibrate. So yeah, you're just like really trying to like make the headphones shake when you're doing dubstep. Like that's the whole point. So you just have to like see what, or like hear what sounds good, you know. So with the sub bass and the Cerebra saw together, so yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then the last one is like right here. The song was just feeling like a little bit dead, and it's because I didn't have the Cerebra saw um like going all the way through, like just like the kick, how I cut the kick up. I did the same thing with the Cerebra saw, so it's not playing all the way through. So it's like you want different things to like nothing is actually continuous, you know what I mean? Like everything has a gap, and then you can fill that gap with other stuff, so things aren't competing with one another. They're more adding synergistically with each other. So this is the last thing that I added just to kind of spice up this section of the song. Like that just sounds so good. Like yeah, the sample pack is actually crazy. Yeah. So that just kind of spices it up. So all together, everything is going to sound like this when it's all done. So yeah, that's like a little intro into dubstep and how to use sample packs. And I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. Like I'm probably just gonna like chop this up and like use like little blocks of this as like my own samples. Like you can just keep going and going, and like you can add vocals on top. That's something that I need to get better at, like chopping up vocals and even finding vocals. Like the vocals in FL Studio is like pretty abysmal. You know, the actually only good vocals are if you go to yeah, if you go to demo, well, not demo songs. Yeah, go to miscellaneous and then go to used by demo projects. and you just have to search through it. There's a light over audio. Yeah, like not great, but some of the stuff in here, like I literally went through all of these and just looked at all the files one time. So, I mean, yeah, I have a ton of songs on my SoundCloud. If you hear any vocals, they pretty much came from sorting and like looking through the used by demo projects. So, yeah, you could add vocals on top. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but I hope this is a good start into dubstep and using sample packs. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.